I cared for the person, but when things got tough and it's time to work through stuff, I wasn't willing to work.
He might be the type of person that never like really settles with somebody. Maybe he's like a, he's like a bee going from flower to flower to
Host. And so I have to ask you this question, because everybody always want to know this. Are you dating anyone?
So, yes, and I'm in a relationship that is one of the most beautiful people I ever met in life. And she's smart, she loves God, she has something real down to earth about her. She's talented, but I set my standard kind of high because she had to have an EGOT. She had to win an Oscar on her first movie. I set my standard high. She had to get her own talk show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Close to J. Hud are now revealing that she does not see herself getting married to comment anytime soon. Apparently, Jennifer was adamant she would never marry after her toxic relationship with David Otunga, and she reportedly still believes that marriage isn't in the cards for her. She is reportedly scared to commit and vowed to not marry anyone or rush into a hasty relationship after the one with David. For starters, I would understand why her former relationship with David would make J. Hud a bit cautious. J. Hud and David met sometime in early 2008, then started dating, and it didn't take long for David to go down on one knee on September 12th, 2008, which just so happened to be Jennifer's 27th birthday. David proposed to her, but one thing about the relationship is that they were engaged for almost a decade.
All right, so the last time you were here, you were engaged, and it has been, how long have y'all been together, 9 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
9 years.
So no rush to get married, you're not in a rush?
Not in a hurry.
Yeah, who cares,
She ain't
right?
going nowhere.
Yeah.
That relationship took another unpleasant twist when David apparently discovered that J. Hud may have been cheating on him. He accused Jennifer of having an affair with music producer Molly Music. J. Hud never confirmed whether she had a fling with the producer, but things only escalated from there. She did address it in a protective order against David, mentioning that due to David's jealousy, he called her several times. During a recording session in Chicago, while she was unavailable, she claimed he had their son attempt to film her to prove she was romantically involved with Molly Music. In the protective order, where she opened up about the alleged affair, Jennifer also accused David of displaying increasingly aggressive, threatening, and harassing behavior towards her and their son. She explicitly stated, "I believe that if David is given notice, he will physically harm me, continually harass and/or take action against my property or seek to sequester my son, David Jr." She also recounted an incident on the night she received an award. When David allegedly instructed their son to record her with Molly Music, he reportedly grabbed their son in one hand and pushed her out of the bathroom in their master bedroom with the other. Additionally, J. Hud and David were embroiled in a bitter custody battle during which Jennifer accused David of kidnapping their son. She claimed that David removed their son from school, and she only became aware of it when a safety app used by the school alerted her to his departure. Jennifer also accused David of attempting to benefit from her success during their relationship and insisted that he should find employment. There was a bit of back and forth, with David claiming that J. Hud was lying and that he was receiving most of the heat because she had more influence in the industry. He even stated that he had been their child's primary caregiver since birth because Jennifer was often on the road, contradicting her claim in the legal documents that she was the primary caregiver. Additionally, he said that Jennifer was the one who pressured him to choose his family over his work, and then later started complaining that he was freeloading. Because Jennifer had also accused David of serious allegations, the police opened an investigation into the claims. He was cleared a few months later, and Jennifer voluntarily dropped her order of protection against David on the condition that he promised to never return to her property. It has never been entirely clear what truly happened between the two, as both of them were accusing each other of lying, but the bottom line is that the relationship was toxic, and this is what the source was referring to. when they mentioned that Jahud is cautious not to get into another toxic relationship. There's another reason why Jahud is apparently not going to accept Common's proposal anytime soon. The source revealed that even though Common came into her life and swept her off her feet, Jahud is worried about Common's past with so many famous women and is pulling away from making a hasty decision. Let me take you through the relationship so that you understand where Jahud is coming from. I mean, she should have known this going in, but let me just break it down briefly. Common was in his first public relationship with Kim Jones, and they even had a daughter together, but they split when their daughter was just a year old. Then from 2000 to 2002, Common was in a relationship with Erykah Badu, and they even collaborated on some songs. In 2005, Common dated Taraji P. Henson, and these two kept their relationship largely private. For Taraji, Common was one of the realest long-term relationships she'd ever had. And if it was up to her, they would have even gotten married. Common was the last real long-term relationship I had. After that, I was like, I don't want to because my son was sad. He was sad when we broke up. It affected him.
Common was the last real long-term relationship I had. After that, I was like, I don't want... Because my son was sad. He was sad when we broke up. It affected him.
Apparently, out of all the women Common dated, Taraji was his mom's favorite, but maybe that changed because Taraji was just the third out of several others. Obviously, the mom had not yet met the other amazing women Common dated, like Serena Williams. Well, in 2010, the two broke up, and based on reports, Serena was the one who initiated the split. Years later, Common did say that he still had love and respect for her.
We got a great understanding, and I care about her as a person. You know, it's not like every person you talk to every other day, but you know, you still have that respect and you have love for them and want to see them.
After his relationship with Serena Williams, Common also dated Angela Rye, but they broke up, got back together, and broke up again before Common moved on to Tiffany Haddish. Just like with Taraji, according to Tiffany, the relationship she had with Common was hands down the best she had ever experienced. She even said that if Common ever proposed, she'd want him to do so with an apartment building. There were also other women who Common allegedly dated, like Ava DuVernay, Jaguar Wright, and even Chadwick Boseman's widow, Simone. Now, tell me, if you were Jahud, wouldn't you also be scared to settle down with somebody like this, somebody with evident commitment issues? The source also said that Common has tried reassuring Jen that he's in it for the long run. But Jen is still adamant, saying Common tells her despite his past with so many famous women, he's in the relationship for keeps. But Jen felt that way when she was engaged for 9 years, and she doesn't want to end up with a broken marriage and be back at square one. You know, maybe Common is really ready to settle down for real this time. Because wasn't he the one who said just the other day that after soul searching and a lot of therapy, he realized that he may actually be the marriage type?
Are you the marrying type? Do you think this one could be the one?
We're going there.
I like that in you. I like that.
You're different.
Yeah.
You just said it. You're like, I'm a different guy now.
Listen, I feel like I have grown, and the work that I've done on myself has allowed me to see that I am a marrying type. I am the type that I'm capable. I had a capacity, and I, you know, at some point in my life, I may want to do that. Just, I would know when the right time is, and I think, for me, everything is divine. Like I work from that discernment that God speaks. You know, when He speaks into your stomach, and you feel it in your heart and your spirit. So, you know, when I would feel that, I would communicate with that person, and if she's feeling that, then that would
Then
be
why
that.
not?
Then why not?
So far, that's not good enough for Jahud, but maybe she might reconsider. But what people are wondering is what Jahud was thinking when she got herself into that relationship, knowing very well the type of person she was getting involved with. I mean, why get into the relationship knowing very well there will be doubts about settling down, and now you want to leave? Girl, bye. I don't know, guys. People are also giving Judd the side eye. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's okay for her to be having doubts right now after knowing what she was getting into from the beginning? Do you believe there's a possibility Common has changed and Jahud should consider marrying him? Drop those thoughts in the comments section below. There's trouble in paradise between Common and Jennifer Hudson, and it looks like there might be a breakup announcement on the horizon between these two. Y'all know how Common and Jennifer have been all lovey-dovey for the past year or so? Well, things took a different turn when Common popped the big question and Jennifer said no. Well, Common didn't take this well, and he flipped out on Jennifer, accusing her of using him and wasting his time. Child, it looks like the player got played, and Common is not taking the rejection well, y'all. So it looks like Jennifer Hudson might have been listening to the warnings that a lot of people have been sending her way regarding her relationship with Common, and she is finally sitting up and realizing that Common has a couple of red flags waving in the air. She also appears to be making calculated decisions as she reevaluates her relationship with Common, and the outlook isn't positive. Jennifer and Common first began dating in 2022 after collaborating on the movie Breathe, where sparks flew between them. An inside source revealed that they had known each other for years, but things took a romantic turn while filming in Philadelphia over the summer. Even after filming ended, they always seemed to find their way to each other's side. Jennifer is known for keeping her relationships low-key, so she initially tried to deny the relationship, claiming they were just friends. She said, "People create their narratives of it. We shot a film together and he played my husband. We got to eat in between those moments." However, it was clear that there was more to their relationship, especially because they were spotted together on multiple occasions. Common even flew to London for the premiere of her musical, A Strange Loop. Observers could tell that there was a budding romance between them. There has been speculation for months about whether they are together, but their joint travels to London indicated they were very much a couple. They arrived at events individually to avoid attention, but in private, they were inseparable. They continued to keep their relationship under wraps until a couple of months ago when they publicly acknowledged their relationship on Jennifer's show, where Common confirmed that they were indeed together.
Anyone.
So, yes, and I'm in a relationship that is one of the most beautiful people I ever met in life. And she's smart, she loves God, she has something real down to earth about her. She's talented, but I set my standard kind of high because she had to have an EGOT. She had to win an Oscar on her first movie. I set my standard high. She had to get her own talk show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
At that point, we thought the relationship was a done deal, even though many people felt a certain way about it, and it all had to do with Common's history with women, especially famous women in the industry. I mean, y'all heard him say in the video that he likes famous, powerful women, and he wasn't referring to Jennifer alone because he has a history of dating superstars like Erykah Badu, Taraji P, Henson, Serena Williams, Tiffany Haddish, and a couple more. This has earned him a reputation for being a flirt and a playboy, which is why people didn't like the idea of Jennifer with him. They thought that she deserved better, especially considering how brutal Common has been in the past when it came to dumping his exes. For example, he tried to claim that he broke up with Tiffany Haddish because they both had busy schedules.
I got back on the move. It really didn't allow for us to spend as much time and put as much energy into our relationship. I don't think the love really dispersed. I just think it was just like we weren't feeding them.
However, Tiffany claimed that Common blindsided her with the breakup, saying, "It was the healthiest, the funnest relationship I've ever had. It's where I felt safest out of all the relationships I ever had." She emphasized that the breakup wasn't mutual, explaining it was more him saying, "I think this relationship has run its course." And I was like, okay, you're going to be a 50-year-old single man, okay? This added to the concerns people had about Common's relationship patterns, and they wanted Jennifer to be careful. The next thing we knew, reports had it that Common had proposed to Jennifer, which was surprising because Common is the type of guy that people believe would never get married. To our surprise, Jennifer turned him down, refusing to marry him. This caught us by surprise because, again, we thought that Jennifer was head over heels in love with him and would have jumped at the chance to be his wife. But it turns out that she has her reservations about the relationship. According to Radar Online, Hudson's own history of heartache is also said to be contributing to her apprehension. This makes sense because she used to be engaged to a man named David Otunga, who is also the father of her child. They were together for 10 years, engaged for 9, and the relationship ended in the messiest, most toxic way imaginable. She accused him of domestic violence and of shaming her to her son, asking their son to spy on her because he thought that she was cheating, playing mind games on her with a fake. After she lost her mother, brother, and nephew to violence, and a whole lot of other things that made her worry about relationships, she eventually ended the engagement, got full custody of her son, and remained single until she started dating Common. Given her own bad experience with men and Common's Playboy history with women in the industry, it's easy to understand why she isn't exactly jumping at the chance to become Mrs. Common. An insider said, after her engagement went south, Jennifer was adamant she would never marry, that it just isn't in the cards for her. But then, Common came into her life and swept her off her feet. Common tells Jen, despite his past with so many famous women, he's in the relationship for keeps, but Jen felt that way when she was engaged for 9 years, and she doesn't want to end up with a broken marriage and be back at square one. If you're wondering how Common is taking this, well, he's not exactly handling it well because the insider added that Common is furious that Jennifer humiliated him by turning down his proposal. The source claimed that Common assumed that Jennifer would be more than happy to marry him, but he was shocked at her refusal. Allegedly, Common feels betrayed, especially because he thought that things were going great between him and Jennifer and assumed that naturally, the next thing in line for them was to get engaged and then married. But Jennifer doesn't seem to be on the same page with Common, and that has him hella salty. Fans are here for Jennifer taking a step back, and they left comments saying, "Common seems like a time waster. He wasn't going to do it anyway. Girl, you good." Jennifer is starting to see those red flags. He's the male version of Lori Harvey, and girl, don't do it. Just have fun. Common has commitment issues. Do y'all think that Jennifer was right to turn him down, or do you wish that she could have given him a chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and then check out this next video